Yeah, we know we're late. There we go. There's the notification. We're all here. Hey, everybody, how are you? Come on in, have a seat. We know you're out there watching. I need to jump over to. Oh, yeah. Now I see your message, Daphne. Your alarm didn't go out.
Yeah.
Oh, and Roland is asking to come in as well. So I'll send Roland a thing. We were going to do an Arrow special today, but Roland's got some stuff going on with Silverline that he needs to talk about.
Okay.
So we'll have him in here in a minute. As soon as I get coordinated, give me a second. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Have a seat.
There is just a lot going on for everybody.
It is.
What's going on?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Randy and I were talking about this just before we came on, and it's just one of those weeks where you want to just throw it all in the garbage can, you know. Forget it. Just forget it. Just watch the television.
We're all off the camera going, you think you've had a rough week? Listen to my rough week. Yeah. Yep. Let me knock this to. Oh, it's already on. No, I got to renew this. Give me a second here to kick over my screen here. If I don't make this public now, I never will on Facebook. Right. They always pop it out for friends. Drives me crazy. Anyway, hello everybody. Come on in. This is the Sunday Funnies for the 1st of August.
Oh no,
2021.
How did that happen?
We have a
Howdy do.
Howdy. Welcome to the club. Roland, I think, is on his way. I hope he should be here in a minute.
Yeah, he gave me the link, so I'd better be coming.
Yeah, he should be coming. There he is now, just about ready to enter the green room. Should we let him sit there? We can have him stew there. We can have him stew there for a minute and eat the stale Cheetos.
No, he doesn't need to come in. I can do it all by myself.
Can you? You can do it by yourself?
Oh, you come in. That ain't right.
Hey, there he is. Hey, Roland, how are you?
Hey, Roland.
Good. Morning, everyone.
I know I advertised this as an Arrow Comics Liberty special, Roland, because I didn't know how you were feeling. Because last Sunday when you were on, you weren't feeling that great.
Yeah. I am feeling better than I was last Sunday. So
that's because I sent you pizza, so that way you
that's right.
Energy back.
Tommy sent me some nice pizza.
Pizza heals everything.
Yeah. Is that CSC?
What's up?
That is CUC.
What the heck? What's up, dude?
What's happening?
You never know who's going to come on.
Yeah, if we knew Steve Michael was going to be on here, I wouldn't have come. I would have still been in bed.
Would have just waited.
I got you. If I knew I was going to be on too, I wouldn't have come.
Marvy says, I've been waiting for this. Great news today. Hey, everyone. Hey, Marvy. Thanks.
Hey,
Thanks for being out there. All right, me babbers. Bristoli and Dave, how are you doing? Marvy says, smash that like button, folks. There we go. Hey, BD. Hey. How are you? Indy Volt.
And you know what? Smash that dislike button too. The algorithm can't tell the difference between the two.
It's like Indy Volt, you're soaking in it. There you go. Yeah.
So
there you
are we live already? It says live. So
it is live. We are live. Yep.
And let me share this out real quick.
So I was going to say, be careful. Remember that we're live. We are TVMA DLSV.
But there's a limit to that, though.
Well, then can you cut out all the stuff I said before Roland came on? I'm sorry.
I can't. It's too late.
Talking about me
out there.
Oops, sorry about that.
Too late. You are now all frenemies.
Morning, Joe. Morning,
Joe.
From the desk of a small press publisher. Glad you're out there this morning. We got much stuff to talk about, and now we have a little bit of Silverline news to talk about as well. So, choosy moms, choose Indy Volt. There we are. Imperial. Very good. Hope you're doing well, Imperial. Hope you're on schedule.
Pops.
Pops. Hey yo, Pops.
Hey, Pops.
How are you? Carl Steffen says, Yo, Carl. Smash that like button and share. Yes, please do that. We are over 1,000 subscribers on Indy Volt now. real happy. The request is in. We're just waiting for the official word. We did have a couple people tell me that as soon as we hit 1,000, they got unsubscribed. So be careful out there, folks. Make sure you're still subscribed to Indie Volt.
Yeah.
We do. We are
really.
Yeah, our viewership hours are way past the mark, and now our subscribers are past the mark. So we're looking forward to having those super chats. So we have to really watch what we say. And I promised everybody, at least for the first month, when they super chat us, I'll be reading them in cartoon voices. So it'll be great.
Do they get to choose the cartoon voices, or is that?
No, they do not, because I can't do everybody. I can just do a few people. So.
Man's gonna know his limitations.
Exactly right.
Can you do?
Experience
Can
is
you
awesome. I am on schedule. Awesome to know it. Period.
Can you do Daphne's laugh, Randy?
No.
No. There you go.
Only I can do my laugh. Thank you. Everyone else is a pale imitation.
I was passing by the TV that the wife had on couple days ago, and they had a host on there in one of the shows that was laughing like a dolphin. Just amazing.
Oh, I
had to stop and go, what the heck?
Who did that.
Yeah, to hear this lady's laugh. This is it's crazy. Exactly like Flipper. That's what I was.
Yeah, I knew a person like that.
Hail Dave, hail Pops, hail everybody. Sugar, Chris is in the house. Sugar, how you doing, buddy? I got a great big box heading your way, Chris. I hope you'll appreciate it. So it's fun to do. Let's run the opening, I guess, since we're just getting started. Thomas is in the house. Thomas.
Hey.
This is weird. I see myself on the screen. Good morning, all.
That is so strange. What is this Thomas guy? He's always showing up on the streams that I'm on. That is so weird.
How odd. We're going to run the opening, and then we'll do the introductions so everybody knows who everybody is. And we'll do that right now. Hang on, folks, as soon as I get there.
How dare you?
Hello, everybody. Come on in. This is the Sunday Funnies for the 1st of August, 2021. August, what a crazy month this is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Last week was already nuts, and now this whole month is going to be crazy. Conventions are back on.
Yeah.
Everything's looking good. I actually have an appearance scheduled, or Indie Volt, Liberty Distribution, Aero Comics does it. Grand Rapids Con.
Nice.
This time with Mark Hodges. It's a big show. Mark always puts on a great, fantastic show over there, and he's on the other side of the state from us. But looking forward to doing it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, everybody, I'm your host. I am Randy Zimmerman. I've been a long-time alternative and independent comics creator, publisher, distributor, producer, convention coordinator, retailed for 10 years, done about everything in the direct market that you can imagine, and then some. And now I'm bringing back Aero Comics as Aero Comics 4.0. Oh, see, we've got your wife here. That's okay. Nita,
Hey,
how are you?
Good morning.
Just getting around to introductions.
Wait a minute,
we'll get over there.
What?
What? Bringing back Aero Comics 4.0. Real happy to be part of the Indie Volt Radio Network, and happy to be the host for Sunday Funnies. And joining me, as almost always, is my co-host, Daphne Lage. Daphne, introduce yourself.
Hello. Yeah, I was running a little late, but I made it.
We're all running late.
Yeah, I know. So, hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York, which might explain a lot. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992 because I don't know any better. And I am known for my funny animal fantasy Tall Tales, which hopefully in a day or two I will finally have the Kickstarter for Volume 2 up and running, so keep an eye out for that. And I'm also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, with the 3rd issue going live on Kickstarter September 20th. So that's something to look forward to. Because, I just made the list of all the Kickstarters I have to do, and I'm trying not to lose my mind. You can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TILS online.com, and eagleworks.com, EGOWORKS. And if you want to see the most absolutely bonkers interview I have ever had online, check out Rabbi from Another Planet. I had an interview with him, and yeah, we just talk about everything. So if you want to check that out there, because I had a great time. So thank you very much. So check all that out. Thanks.
Rabbi has a crazy entertaining channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be able to get into his wavelength, I found.
Yeah, that was
once,
yeah, really. If you're the shy type, that's not the show to go on.
Don't watch it while hungover.
Yeah, exactly.
Introvert, he is not.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Also joining us today, and I keep forgetting to put into my introduction that I'm real close, just a couple miles south of Flint, Michigan. So we have a wide variety of places today that we're coming from. Also joining us from Great Britain is Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Oh, it's my turn. Hello, everybody.
Yes, we have a full house, so everybody gets a turn.
It is. I'm waiting for that 9th square to be filled up so that I can get a line. That's right, kids. Get a line.
That would put Glenn in the Ann B. Davis Square on the Brady Bunch. Yeah.
Yes, I'm from the UK. It's completely bonkers here, just like it is in the US. So don't let anybody tell you any different. It's in the afternoon, but I still require caffeine. I've been drawing my whole life. I've had a previous life as a art director, all kinds of stuff. I was told not to bother drawing cartoons because I wasn't very good at it. But I came back and started drawing in anger in 2010, and since then I've had a few skits with Marvel, drawing Doctor Who, done some Ben 10 for Warner and what have you. Now I'm producing my own books, occasionally dip back into the Doctor Who gene pool. My latest book has been out as a crowdfunder, Only Death Can Save Us. It's now going to be redistributed via Arrow in starting from August. So I'm one of the Arrow bros, as it were.
Ooh.
And
there's the book that was crowdfunded. Yeah.
There you go. There's
the first issue that we have in our hands. Yeah,
and the second book, which will again go out next year with Arrow, is going to start its campaign in October. So it's all good. You can find me on my own YouTube channel, Comic Book Black Belt, where I draw and talk crap and drink whiskey. And occasionally you find me here with these reprobates. And also over on Fulton Land, I've got another book coming soon called Outliers with Joe Fulton. And that's going to be all superhero as well. I'm full on superhero, Bronze Age. None of this modern tripe. Thank you very much. That's for my American friends. That was sarcasm.
Yeah, you have to make that distinction anymore.
You got to let us know.
Heaven forbid you trigger somebody.
Actually, for half the people in the UK, that was sarcasm. So yeah, you can find me all over the YouTubes and all over the place. Come find me. I draw comics and talk crap.
Also joining us this morning from Great Britain is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Glenn Fleming. I'm an English writer, artist, cartoonist, and publisher. And similar to Russ, I was told I couldn't write, so I decided to write and publish 12 books on such different subjects as Jack Kirby, JFK assassination, science fiction, football, soccer to you Americans, children's books, adult humor books, NASA astronaut books, lots of books. I'm currently going to just finishing off another book about Jack Kirby, which will be out in November, along with a final cut of my documentary about Jack Kirby. It's going to be released at the same time. You can find all those things on Amazon, and that's about it.
Well, he failed to mention Comics Unlimited. That
I always
also
do. You
available
always
on
get me
Amazon.
on that because I've got that much stuff in my head. Yeah, actually, thank you, Randy. Comics
You're
Unlimited is a magazine about comics, and issue 7 has just been published, and that's on Amazon today, from today, so you can get that.
It's a
Got lots of
classic
articles in there.
classic style magazine about comics. So just like all those great magazines you ran across way back when, available over there on Amazon. All sorts of different articles about all different types of comics. And I saw a cover, I think you posted on Facebook, that has your character Hatch on
there. Yeah, I'm doing a new Hatch book as well. That's coming out. I'm not sure when, in a few months' time. I'm doing a 40-page full color hardback, series of stories about him. In fact, I've got a piece of artwork here from it. There's a piece of artwork from there. He is. Look.
Cool. And just a second, we have to blow that up here. There we go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
There we go. See that?
Yeah.
Yep. Fantastic.
And it's all done on real board.
Real
There
paper.
you go. Real illustration board.
With a pencil and a pen and ink and colored inks. So yeah, it's a real piece of artwork, and that's coming out end of the year, I think.
It's got that illustration, especially. It's got kind of a cartoony Mobius feel to it.
Yeah, that's what people say. Yeah, but I was drawing like that before Mobius was mainstream. So I think he saw mine.
Oh, there you go.
I recently found some artwork from 1977 that's like, well, not like Mobius, but I may show it to you sometime. But
I don't think there's anybody like Mobius.
No, of course, he's brilliant. I'm just saying, but he's very good. So people think my work is like Mobius. Well, I'm happy with that, as long as they don't think it's like Vince Coletta.
Oh.
At least Vince Coletta's inking work.
Don't get him started. Don't get him started.
Yeah. He did. Vinny did a lot of really good romance comics in his time. He just decided to get
Vince Coletta's a really, really good artist, but he's not a good inker.
He's a crappy inker. Yeah. But he was quick, and he hit those deadlines.
He hit his deadlines,
there
right?
you go.
Yeah, and people know who he is.
And most editors were able to use him as a bargaining tool. Get that book in on time, or we're giving it to Vinny. Yeah, they did, Daphne. They actually.
And what did Kirby say? Kirby said, "If I've got time to draw it, the inker's got time to ink it."
It's all right. Vinny had an eraser. They've shown that over the years. He just inked whatever he wanted, and all the other incidental details he just wiped out.
Lots of silhouettes.
Lots of silhouettes. Also joining us today, C. Michael Lanning. C, introduce yourself.
Morning. Independent artist. I am currently working on Calico of Shar for Arrow Comics. And of course, I've also got another thing out there from Silverline with these guys down here, written by Roland Mann and inked by Thomas Florimonti, The Rejects. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And various other things that are out in the wind right now. So
in the wind.
In the wind.
Exactly. And speaking of Silverline, we have Roland Mann here with us this morning. Roland, introduce yourself.
Sure. Yep, I'm Roland. I am a writer, editor, and a university professor. I have written such comic book titles as Cat and Mouse, Planet of the Apes, I wrote Trumps, Miss Fury, Battletech, Wizard of Oz, and others, including the now Kickstarter, the now kickstarting comics Bea #1 and Silverline Team Up #1 featuring Champion and Miss Fury. I was an editor for Malibu and Marvel Comics, and most folks know me there, where I edited Protectors, Dinosaurs for Hire, X-Mutants, and then when that line was canceled, they shifted me over to the Ultraverse, where I edited about half of the line, including the titles of Sludge, Prototype, Strangers, Nightman. By day, I teach creative writing at the local university here, and by night, I run the independent comic publishing company Silverline Comics.
Sweet.
So, lots of fun. No spare minutes in my clock.
We all know how that works.
Yep.
Yeah. Also from Silverline this morning is Thomas. Is that Florimonti?
Florida, you got it. I am so proud. That's great. Yeah,
Awesome.
Thomas. Yeah, Thomas Flormonte Jr. I've been doing broke into comics in the early '90s. Due to Roland and Stephen Butler dragged me in. I didn't want to do it, but they wanted me to break in, so I quit doing computer science and jumped into comics. No, that's not. I love comics. So I started doing some of my earlier work was with Silverline, some of the early cat and mouse stuff and the Demon Tales, and I've worked for pretty much everybody there in the '90s. I've done the Marvel stuff, some Spider-Man stuff. I did a lot of background work for several different inkers, trying to help them get caught up on stuff. I did a lot of work for they call it ghost inking. I'm sure everybody knows about this. I did a bunch of stuff for Jimmy Palmiotti, pretty much everything in the '90s. I was behind, helping him get stuff done. But I did a lot of Ultraverse stuff, a lot of Nightman books, a lot of the Strangers books. I did some prototype stuff, pretty much the stuff that Roland was editing. He funneling my way. So I guess I rode his coattail all the way through until now. We're still working together. Roland and I actually go way back. We were in the same dorm at USM.
Yep.
So I've known Roland before I even started doing comic book stuff.
Pre-comics, yep.
Pre-comic, yeah. And so I inked the first couple of issues for Silverline of Trumps. I'm not doing issue 3, but I am doing issue 4. And then we've got this current Kickstarter that's ending today. Let's hope everybody jumps over there and checks it out before it's over tonight, right? And sometime tonight.
Yep, ends tonight.
And then, of course, Mr. C. Michael talked about our Rejects book that we're working on. I'm starting to jam on that now. Looking really cool. Wait till you guys see that. That's really cool.
You're going to like it.
And then a bunch of other stuff that I'm doing for Silverline, some Dean Zachary stuff, just little things here and there. And then I've got my own Kid Hero line of books under Inferno Studios, where I do Zomboy Kid Hero and Little Nan So-So and all that kind of stuff. I love to get kids into comics. So when I do my own personal stuff, I keep it cartoony, keep it fun, keep it entertaining. I love to get the kids to come in and start doing comics. And
cool.
When I do have the rest of my time, I'm the co-owner of Kablam Digital Printing. So throwing all that in together, you guys see I don't sleep, never.
Yeah.
So and then I do my mountain bike riding and all that kind of stuff. So I never sleep. So there you go. Going back to bed. Thank you, guys. Thanks for waking me up.
Thanks for coming by, Thomas. Deeply appreciate it. See you
Grab
soon.
the coffee. This will keep me awake for an hour or so.
So it's like Glenn. Glenn never sleeps either. He's working on 5 things at once. So.
Yep. 16-day weeks.
16-day weeks.
Yeah.
Also joining us today is Nita Lanning. Nita, introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. My name is Nita Lanning. I am a writer, vlogger, blogger from Southeast Louisiana. I am co-founder of Ragin' ABC with my beautiful partner over there, Meredith Logren. I am social media manager
behind her. Who's she talking about?
Comics 4.0, as well as Indie Vault Radio and Liberty Distribution.
Fantastic. And Nita's cohort, Meredith, is also with us, putting Glenn Fleming officially in the Ann B. Davis spot. Meredith, introduce yourself.
Hey, you guys, I'm Meredith Logren. Basically everything that Nita said, plus Geek Insider. That's it. That's all I got. I am not a morning person.
Of everything Nita is, but better.
Oh, no, just Asian.
So smarter, right? Okay, got you.
Oh, there's going to be a fight. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was going to be like a Thunderdome kind of wrestling thing going on.
Long live the Queen. Yeah.
There can only be one.
We'll be taking questions. Everyone will be holding up X's and O's here in a minute.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Keep threatening to do that on Indie Volt. Do a game show like that. Comic questions, like how comic book squares kind of thing.
Sure, that'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun.
We could all hold up X and an O, couldn't we?
Yeah. Or we could always.
I'll get mine ready.
We could always turn it into the avatars as well. So, the little X's and O's.
I have an avatar on mine. Stop cam. No, I don't have an avatar.
That's okay. We won't hold it against you. Everybody needs one, though. That's my monkey.
I hadn't even looked. I'm not even sure I know how to do it.
I think I still got mine from.
It's not difficult, Roland.
There you go.
There's an X right there.
There's an X.
That's a Glenn in his zombie outfit. Right
No,
there.
that's Dr. Manhattan when it's fancy
Dr.
dress.
Manhattan. I didn't see the bump on the head.
That's Dr. Manhattan when he's very tired.
Very good.
When he's sitting on the moon by himself. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of all of you.
Oh, Restolian says Rabbi from another planet's a great dude, but crazy, but a great dude. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Very high energy. I will stay away from the screen. Pretty busy epping up for my trip. Mike Jimmy, well, glad you're here in the house. Mike Jimmy's about to take a long bicycle trip, I believe. Great.
Mad.
Sugar Dave says only death can save us. Great book. Yep. Great book.
Thanks,
only
Sugar.
Russ can save us. Mike Jimmy
Thank you,
says
Sugar.
no one wants to be Paul Lynn anymore.
Now I'm the Wayland Flowers in Madam Square.
Thinking more Rosemary, but anyway. Sugar says, all hail the Bronze Age. All righty then. All righty Mucker. Hoo-hoo Hatch. From Mike Jimmy.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
You know, isn't it funny how a bunch of us all had at least one person in our lives say that it's like you suck and you'll never amount to anything and don't go into art and whatnot. And all I can say to that is that, you know what? It's like when people do that to you, it's like all you have to do is work hard, take care of yourself, and one day you'll outlive those fuckers.
True.
Well, I tell you the story. When I was 15, I was leaving school and I went to the careers guy and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to draw comics." And he looked at me and he said, "Nobody draws comics."
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it because I had 600 of them under my bed at the time, and somebody'd done them,
Yep.
But
that's like saying nobody photographs porn.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say nobody watches it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
They're all too busy.
All too busy.
Here we are with 600 pieces of it under our beds.
Travis Gibb in the house. It's a full house for Sunday Funnies. Yes, sir. Thanks for listening very much. Mike Jimmy again. Mom called. Missed like 5 minutes.
You're not missing much.
We're probably all talking about you the whole time.
We're just being
Mike
stupid
Jimmy.
right now.
How you going to make money by proving they're fucking wrong? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Said exactly.
Because you know what, and I know that we remember every person who's done that, and I could dollars to dimes, those people still haven't amounted to anything. Yeah. To this, I don't even care if they did. It's like, you know what, screw you. I'm still doing what I'm doing.
They just don't like what they're doing. That's the thing.
Right, exactly. They got to take it out on us.
It's so true.
Haha.
It seems that way. Has anybody here not had that experience? Told you can't do what you're doing?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has. Yeah.
When I was at school, I failed my English exam, IO level. I don't know what they have these days, but that was the qualification, and I failed it. And I just wonder how many of the people who passed it have written a book, and I've written 12.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's like there's a lot of there was a documentary that I saw about this guy who hated museum curators so much because usually it's like these were all people who just knew art theoretically and got like PhDs in art, but they weren't artists themselves.
Yeah.
So he made it a point to produce pretty much frauds of paintings and certain pieces and donate them to museums to see if they would notice. And he says that because of that, he technically has paintings all over the world in museums, because all these curators couldn't tell the difference between his fakes and actual pieces. And we're talking about like
That's
this
funny.
dude was really disrespectful. Like he would do paintings on like Xerox paper and shit. You know, it's like he would just like completely have such disdain for the curators. And he goes, it's like, so he was talking about one particular piece. He was faking a Picasso. And he goes, it's like, I'm just going to use colored pencils, even though Picasso never used colored pencils because they can't tell the difference. It was, and the funny thing is that the museums would call in the FBI and everything, and they tried to get this guy arrested for the fakes. And the FBI says, well, did he take money did you pay him for any of the work? And they go, no, he would donate them. And he goes, then technically there's no crime.
Yeah.
As long as he didn't accept money, which he didn't, he purposefully didn't. He never, it's like there was no crime for the FBI, but man, the museums hated him so much.
The only crime
That's okay.
can tell
He
how
hates them
stupid
too.
you are.
The man deserves a book after him.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, as everybody said before, it's been a crazy week for all of us. So it's been a fun week, an exciting week, but a crazy week. And now that it's August, it's just going to get a little crazier.
Yeah, it's going to get worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to get worse before it gets better, sadly.
Well, let's run up with Silverline first. Roland, I'm glad you were able to swing by, and let's show off the Silverline double feature here.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah, I'm looking. We made goal, so I guess we made that last night. So
Fantastic.
Or late yesterday. So kind of exciting. So now you know how Kickstarters are. We're chasing stretch goals now.
Yeah.
We announced our first 3 stretch goals, all within striking distance. Let's see if I can pull those up here.
This is Silverline double feature, which is Bear number 1 and Silverline team up number 1.
Yeah. So before I do the stretch goals, I guess let me give you the real quick pitches for both of those. So Bear is a story of when the kid goes missing from the playroom. Most of the inhabitants think he's dead, but not Bear, a stuffed bear. He tells everyone that the kid is coming back to get them and take them to the big house where he's working on a new room for all of them. The problem is none of them believe Bea, and so chaos and lawlessness erupt, leaving Bea alone to try to stop it. And that's the one you're looking at there. It's the first of a 4-issue miniseries. Artist is Haley Barton, who has done a fantastic job there. And then it is a flip book. We have our Kickstarter exclusive is a flip book. And so if you flip that puppy over, you're going to get Silverline Team Up number 1 featuring Champion and Miss Fury. And in that story, Champion's personal life is totally shot. And he continually puts his life at risk as a firefighter. But he seems to keep growing physically stronger. He seeks help from his friend and a physician who suggests that he get away from his life and just kind of escape everything. And so he invites him to go to New Orleans with him. And he does. It's his good buddy. He says, come on, I got a plane ticket for you. So he goes to New Orleans, but he finds out that his troubles follow him to New Orleans. And that's where he meets Miss Fury. And then the two of them, as you can kind of see some of the bad guys there, the two of them end up duking it out with the bad guys who followed him from Chicago to New York. The nefarious duo known as Pistol and Nim are the ones who follow Champ 2. Then there they are right there in that nice double-page spread, which that original art is available as an add-on for some lucky original art fan.
Yeah, I keep saying I don't know why somebody. If nobody gets it, I'm going to put that on my wall. I'm going to keep it. I'm keeping it.
So yeah, we still you're looking at another piece of original art that is still available. That's kind of our little 90s throwback there. Champ goes through a little scene in which they outfit him with guns and knives and blades and pouches.
Lots of pouches.
Lots of pouches.
I didn't like ink and all that. That was
Flashback, huh? Tom?
oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a these are comics for all ages. Silverline Team Up is a lighthearted superhero tale. Like I said, it's fit for everyone. Bea it looks like the art would make you think, oh, this is a kid's book. Not a kid's book. I mean, not an adult thing. It's kids can read it, but it's certainly not aimed at kids. It's for all readers, but it's just the style of the artwork has a tendency to, make you think, oh, well, that's a kid's book. But
Sorry.
Get that look. Yep.
And so we got some variant covers there. We have some, as you probably know, we've got some fans who love to get variant covers, and so we've got a couple there. That's you're looking at Stephen Butler cover for Champion and Miss Fury there, and then the Bear cover is by Aaron Humphreys. So, and I think Tommy, you inked that, didn't you?
No,
you didn't ink that.
I think Haley inked that, didn't she?
No. Rebecca Winslow inked that.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Rebecca Winslow's credited with it. Yeah.
Yep. So I couldn't read that, and
Haley worked the colors on it. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, we're excited about it. We're anxious to get it out. We've been working on it for some time now. So, sometimes it can be a slow process, right? See, Michael.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
So we are anxious to get it into the hands of folks, and we're excited that we made goal and hoping that we can get some of our stretch goals. We've got some pretty quick stretch goals, quick hitters. Every $250. Our Kickstarter ends tonight, so
only 11 hours left to go.
That's only 11 hours. So if we reach 4250, then all reward tiers are going to get a PDF copy of Haley Martin's Heroic Shenanigans. It's about 150 pages worth of the story that she did on her own called Heroic Shenanigans. We can get next $250 for $4,500. Folks will get a PDF copy of Tommy's Zomboy Kid Hero number 0.
There you go.
Kind of an intro to the Zomboy universe there.
Yep, and then if we can, if you want to see these, if you'll click on the updates, you'll actually see these covers here. Because if we can get 4750 before the night's over, you should find updates right there. Yep, and then hit that where it says you did it. Hit that or read more. There you go. And you can scroll down. Yep, read more. Scroll down. There you go. That's Heroic Shenanigans. And just under that Zomboy. And then if we can reach 4750, we're going to get a copy of the Mannequin, which has a cover there by C. Michael.
Hey.
So, and that is an adaptation I did of a little short film by a dude in Florence, Alabama. So kind of very much a Twilight Zone-y kind of story about mannequins coming to life at night in a museum thanks to the moon. So
cool. Sounds like fun.
Yep. It's a fun little story. So
I like the title Heroic Shenanigans. That's great.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
What fun in my comics.
Holy, that's really
well, that's part of why we're here, is to talk about the fun in comics. There we go.
That's right. Yep.
Heroic Shenanigans. Stretch goal at 4,250, folks.
And which is so close.
Not that far away at all.
No, less than $100 away. So, we talked about the stretch goals, and we're like, we're down to, this was yesterday, or actually we started talking about them the day before yesterday, and we said, we end on Sunday, so let's get 3 real quick ones that we can
easy to reach.
that are going to be are going to be. We didn't want to go from $4,000 was our goal. our first stretch goal is $5,000. We're like,
Yeah.
man, you know what? That's gonna be that's a tough one. So let's make
That is a
them,
stretch, right?
yeah, let's make them quick hitters. And so for for next $250. And they're for all reward tiers. So even if you got the digital package, you get these digital and physical backers will get these. So
really, it'll only take a couple of backers to
yes,
hit that reward goal.
absolutely,
That stretch
absolutely,
goal. Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Or if somebody wants to jump in there and get some of that original art that's available, that'll push the whole thing up.
Yeah,
above it.
Yep.
yeah.
And there are still a couple of great pieces available down there
There's
too.
a bunch
as
of
well.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yep. And there's some commissions as well. There's Peter Clinton, I think, has got a couple commissions left. Tommy's got some of his Kid Hero style commissions, and Haley's got some commissions left. So there are still commissions if you want one of these super talented artists to do a commission for you.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, that original art, and of course we've got our backstock there available as add-ons, and
all the Superline books.
Yep.
Scroll down
So-
to that. There we are.
Yeah, and that list just keeps growing. That's kind of exciting to see that. I had to devote more. I had to devote 2 more lines to it this time. I'm like, whoa, look at this. Our backstock is growing.
You make it sound like a bad thing.
No, not bad at all. It was kind of exciting.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
It is it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it kind of surprised me when I was putting it together. I'm like, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What?
Yep.
So, yeah, it is. It's exciting to see that list grow. So
Slow and steady wins the race.
that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Amazed
So-
at what you can accumulate over time.
And
Really fast.
Randy, I gotta add. You've heard me say this before. I gotta add. These books are done. We Silverline, we believe that we're not going to kickstart and then make you sit there and wait month after month after month after month while we try to get our act together and get stuff done. There's enough people out there waiting on Kickstarters from 3 or 5 years ago. That's not us. We we finished the book before we kickstarted. The way we can deliver because
Thank you.
Yeah.
we
Thank you for that.
value our backers and we know that they're putting hard-earned money into our projects, and we appreciate them and value them. So we are 11 for 11 shipping and fulfilling on time. This one it ends today, and we will fulfill in September. So for those of you looking at a calendar, yes, today is the 1st of August, and September is just a month away.
Yes, it is. Yep.
It usually takes about 6 weeks-ish to fulfill around that. So, but even if it takes us 7 weeks, we're still in September. I don't have any concern that this is gonna, there's nothing to concern me that this would push us into October. Like I said, both of these books are done. We just got to collect the funds from Kickstarter so I can pay the people to print them and ship them, and we are good to go.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes how that works because I've got a number of campaigns that I've worked into, half of which haven't even shown up yet. There was another
Right.
campaign that started yesterday that I was thinking of buying in, and then I looked at their due date, and it wasn't until September 2022. And I'm like,
Right.
whoa! I guess I have a couple of months left for that.
Yeah. You gotta wonder. It's like, why? What? Why?
Exactly.
2022.
I
What are you
think-
doing?
I think in all
don't get
fairness-
me even started on
In all
that.
fairness, we had this conversation during the week, didn't we,
Yeah.
Daphne?
Yeah.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, it is crowdfunding. It's not a shop. So
Yeah.
the,
True.
the
That's
clue
true.
is in the word crowdfunding. So
Mhm.
the idea being that you don't necessarily have a product ready, waiting to go. Otherwise, technically, you'd put it in a shop. However, it's a great platform to get out to people, and people feel like if they're going to get something quickly, that's a good thing. I think if you're going to turn something around within a few months, so for instance, like my first book, I did 1st of September, and everybody had it in their hands in February the following year. I committed to a date, it got done, but more importantly, they saw that work had already happened, and that there was sweat equity involved. And that's the purest I think crowdfunding can be, is people see that you've already hurt for this. You've already put your commitment in, and all you're looking is to push it over the line. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that don't see it that way and just want to put a couple of covers up, get some money, and then organize everything, and you'll get your book in a year. That's not acceptable in my view. You know, that really isn't acceptable. I have the utmost respect for people like yourself and Daphne, who can organize themselves to that great degree that they can turn that round in literally a month or two and say, right, that's the campaign, it's done, there you go, guys. That's the pinnacle. What that's doing is that's giving everybody a great name. And transversely, those people that take the mick are giving us all a bad name.
I did have to clean the coffee off of my screen this morning once I did a spit take. And September of 22. I guess I got a couple months before I get in that.
Russ, I'm still waiting on Kickstarters that I pledged to before pledging to yours.
You
know,
I know.
And that's you know, that's to me that's incredible. Well, so here's the other thing. Okay, so don't tell me that you're going to deliver it. Okay, so if I'm going to pledge and you say, hey, I'm going to deliver it in 6 months, I'm like, okay, I have to make up my mind then. Okay, am I going to put this money into it, right? But don't tell me you're going to deliver it in 6 months and then have me wait for it for 3 years.
No,
you know, that's that to me, that's number one, it's unprofessional, but it's unacceptable. And it's like, I will never, there are a couple, and I should say, I won't call them by name, but there are a couple of big name creators. I will never, ever, 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 never, ever give them money for a crowdfunder again.
No.
Because, you know, it's like 5 years later and I'm still waiting on this comic. It's like, I love you. I love your work. But I could have supported another independent project and helped that person get their work done.
My personal view, and this may get me in trouble, that's fraud. Simple as that. If you say you're going to deliver something and you don't, you're effectively taking people's money. That's a grift, and it's wrong. Do not do it. Okay. And like I say, I think there are 3 levels of creator going on. There's creators like that are just taking the mick. There are people like yourselves and Daphne that are really turning up the quality and the class, especially along the lines of delivery, showing people that these things, that the indie projects really are worthwhile and that they're done professionally. And then I think you get the people like myself in the middle who, because we're doing everything on our own and we can't get it done that quick, but at the same time, you do have to do what you say you're going to do. So in order for me to gain people's trust, I did it the first time. And I did it on time. And you've got to keep doing that. You can't not do that. Absolutely. I mean, everybody appreciates that you know, life happens, and as long as you keep people informed about what's going on. But a year late, 2 years, 3 years.
My view on that would be that I don't think I could start doing a campaign before I was almost finished with the book anyway. Just for my own reasons, you know, never mind fraud and all that kind of stuff.
And even when you almost have it finished and you've got that schedule done, you've got that campaign worked out, and you think, oh, I got plenty of time to get everything together and right. All these little things that creep up in life end up happening. That's what happened with the Revolt book. I put a July release date on it. 90% of the print file was done, sitting in hand. Everything else kept bubbling up and getting in the way and happening. And I'm just now finishing the shipping on that. I just posted yesterday. I just finished up the tacking on it.
Time though.
You made the time.
Yeah, I saw the match deliver.
July, and we're just hitting August 1st, and you know,
they're
a
out
lot
the
of
door.
people got their
Well, half of it got out in July. The other half will get out right at the start of August. So
then you're on time.
Already took a couple of long boxes
you're
out.
doing good.
Yeah,
you're on time. I had a delivery date of January. In the last week of January, I started sending books out. I sent my last few out in the first week of February.
There you go.
But I'd started the process. It was done. It was going out to people. then the one thing that I do see as a bonus is in demand. So, for instance, I can go and put my book in demand, and I got my book funded at 185 backers, and ended in demand at 271.
Nice.
So that's it's that when word of mouth starts going around and people say, "Oh, this book's okay," and I got it. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
I got it, and it came in good order. It's like people start thinking, "Oh, well, maybe I'm going to put my money down on there." Yeah.
I mean,
But-
my own
I got
experience.
my copy fine.
But your book stinks.
It does.
It does stink.
It stinks.
Literally, yes, you got to
And I
air it
have
out.
I have
It's
a promise.
off-gassing.
I have a
Remember
promise
when
for
I-
everybody. The
Tommy,
second
remember
book
when
will
I brought
stink
you
as
the
well.
graphic novel? I said, smell this.
Well, from my own experience,
I
you
mean
know,
that in
I'll-
a good way.
I'll fall on my own
great
sword
smell.
here. But I had a Kickstarter for a book of prose, and one of the levels was that I was going to write original stories. That was the big tier and stuff like that, and it was all fine and good. But then I got a knock on the door that said, "Hey, you have to move in 30 days." So
really?
the hunt was on to find a house. And everything that's involved with that: packing, moving, unpacking, settling in, and then just on top of it, still trying to get other work done. And, so I'm happy to say that I finally got books on order. They're coming. But I have everything else. I have the Gemini mailers. I have all of the swag that was going to go with it. Everything is set to go. I just need those, and they're going out. It is months late. Stuff happens, but it's not like I took the money and ran.
Yeah.
So I'm delivering as fast as possible.
It's not like you're taking 3 years to fulfill it either. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's been in touch with her backers, so.
And I feel
Yeah,
terrible about it. I feel terrible about it because I am deadline oriented. I come from newspapers. So you have a daily deadline, period.
Yeah.
And stop, Moving forward, though, it's not something that I would ever do again. Never.
Yeah. I come into the Revolt book thinking I had 2 months worth of cushion to work, and then all of a sudden, boom, the time just flies by.
Yeah.
So
but
you have to
with
stay on
comic books and stuff, I have several projects that I've written. We've scripted out a few things, and I know it's going to, because I'm not an artist, it's going to take me time to budget and get the art done.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm willing to wait. That's an investment in time and money that I'm willing to do because I believe in those projects. So when those are ready, I trust and believe I'm going to have proof in hand and say, I'm just waiting for Kickstarter to be done.
Right.
Oh, and then that's the thing. If you keep your backers updated when you do have problems like that, don't just disappear. Because if you disappear, now it looks like you grifted everybody.
Right.
People understand when there's problems.
Yep. Communication and transparency is really the key here. If you got a problem, admit you have a problem, and then deal with the problem, and then get the book into the hands of people as fast as you can.
Yeah, and there's also a difference between a 30-day delay and a 3-year delay.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Sorry for the pregnant pause there, folks. Looking at a link. Daphne, you put a NPR.
Yeah, it's about it. Yeah, the name of the documentary that,
Oh,
that I was talking about
Gotcha.
is called Art and Craft, and it's about a dude who hates museum curators because it's like because these are people who control what is considered culturally art without actually being able to do art themselves.
Now I'm going to paste that NPR link in the chat if anybody wants to look at that program.
Most of them are on Twitter.
Very welcome to. Just wait until after we're done here. So Yep.
Well, that's like they have the what's his name? Adam Ruins Everything, where he talked about the art community, and these people decide on what is art. You can't go and decide on what art is. They decide on what is art and how much to sell it for.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And again, most of the time, these are people who are not artists themselves. They have a degree, but so fucking what? It's like just a piece of paper. But it's like, if you can't do art yourself, then really, what do you know?
Right.
You know dates. You know historical periods. Okay, great. So go be a teacher.
Yeah.
But you don't all of a sudden become like they're literal gatekeepers. as to what's art and what's not art to them.
Well, no offense meant to Roland, but I feel that way about a lot of the mainstream editors nowadays. They have no idea
I'm not a
of what
mainstream
they're
editor.
doing.
Why would you think me?
Well, you were a Marvel editor at one point. I just
Damn
don't,
it,
don't
stop
want to
abusing Roland.
But back when it was okay.
Is that the one thing that prompted me to stop trying to send any proposals to Marvel and DC? Is I ran into one of their editors at a show with a proposal. They read the proposal and looked at me straight faced and said, "We actually own this character."
Oh no!
And I said, "I'm done."
So did I
done.
tell you my story about the IDW editor?
No.
Oh my gosh! So this goes back, I don't know, a handful of years ago, and so
before you get, just a second before you get into that, Rival Turtle, Chris, I put the link for the Silverline team up book in the chat. It is a Kickstarter, not an Indiegogo.
Yes, yeah.
Go ahead.
Please go check it out.
Yes, please go check it out.
So anyway, so IDW got the rights for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles several years ago. You remember this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Tommy and our good buddy Stephen Butler, we had a Turtles idea from years ago, right? So he sent me a message and said, "Hey, why don't we dust off this idea and we'll send it to IDW?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool," right? So I send them the proposal along with some artwork that Steven had done. And the guy sent me a message back. I'm not going to call him by name, but he sent me a message back and he said, "This is not, nor has it ever been, the Turtles origin story." And I'm like, wait, what? And so so for those of us who know the origin of the Turtles, what's the origin of the Turtles, right?
It's a goof on Daredevil.
Right.
Right.
The goo slipped down the drain, right? And where Daredevil was, and it went down the drain into the sewers, and that's how it got. He said that this is not, nor has it ever been, the origin of the Turtles. And I just went, like you, Randy. I just said, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you because
just some people you can't.
And that's why they're a budding business right now, IDW over there.
And the thing about it is, like, I know I can never win the argument with you because you're the editor, and I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to worry. And I just sent an email back and I said, "Thank you for your time." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with you. It's like, can't tell me. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, it also.
I was around in 1986. Were you?
Right. Yeah, so probably not.
Probably.
You know, but it's like, and the fact that it just sounds like he's talking to you like you're a bunch of kids presenting a fanfic to him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And not other professionals, sending in a proposal.
Yeah,
for
it was
a license that they have.
It was incredible.
Still working.
Rival says you're already back.
Thank you, Rival. Woohoo!
Sweet.
I think you're gonna like them, Rival.
It's part of the fun with Silverline. Is a nice, consistent product. Fun, always fun.
This editor are they still working?
Yes, they are.
Well,
and as a side note, IDW has lost money like for the last 3 or 4 years straight. I think.
Yeah, they're on the verge of closing as it is.
They've been on the verge for the last 3 or 4 years straight.
Editors,
so you saw that April cover, right?
When they hire editors to run a property and they don't even know the history of the property, then they've got problems. They just got problems.
Most of the and again, nowadays, most of them editors up there have no concept of what they're doing, let alone what they've got, let alone the possibilities of the properties that they have control over. It's a mess.
But you know what? Not for nothing. That attitude is not exclusive to comics, because
that's very true.
It's like in a lot of the businesses that I used to where I used to work in, like print and whatnot, and you'd be amazed at how many times like the region managers would just hire people who had nothing to do with our industry to manage. It's like I remember having like 2 managers. I'm in print. I'm working in print, and I had 2 managers. One of them, he only knew how to manage Dunkin' Donuts franchises, and I had another manager who sold mattresses. So it's like these people are supposed to be managing a print shop, and they have absolutely no concept as to what we do.
But they have managerial experience.
There you go. That's it.
Sure.
They've all got
Know how to push
degrees.
people around, get things done.
Like,
Yeah.
I ran Iraq. What's the difference?
Something
right?
something I've noticed, because I've run studios. I've been an art director. I've been a studio manager and all kinds of different things. Something I've noticed, you've got two types, or you've got three types of manager. Okay, you've got the manager that is actually really good, knows their stuff, organizes people, makes sure they delegate appropriately, asks questions, takes advice, okay, and gets the job done. And then you've got two others. You've got the ones that are just managers that just manage things, that think that management is the same for everything they do. And they get, like you say, they get either they're the Xerox salesman managers and suddenly they become print shop salesman managers, okay? And they just go from one management job to another. Yeah, but they have, and then you've got other managers who unfortunately are people that are promoted from the coalface, as it were, but don't get taught how to manage or have no leadership skills, and so fail as managers. And unfortunately, the vast majority of managers are two of the latter types, rather than people who know the business that they're involved in and are prepared to manage appropriately and lead from the front.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, unfortunately that's just the way things are.
Apex Comics says Daphne would be a better manager on publishing comics than these yahoos.
See, the problem is that I wouldn't want the job. I wouldn't want the job. That's the thing. But isn't that what they say about leaders? It's like, real leaders don't want the job.
Yeah.
Always watch out for the ones who are like making a beeline to that. It's
that
like,
would be politicians.
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to say you get politicians, and one day they're minister for health, and then the next day they're minister for transport because they've got some kind of degree or something. I used to work at a place where there were 7 people in the marketing department, and none of them had a degree in marketing. They had geology, astronomy, medicine, and those fuckers would come in and tell me how to draw, and they would have the last word. And it's so frustrating.
Must have been a mess.
That's why I spent 10 years, really, really creating a foundation for myself, so that when the time came, I wouldn't have to listen to anybody telling me how to do my job anymore.
Yeah.
I really made it a point to do that. And sometimes that's what you have to do. There, in the end, there are no good managers.
No. It really isn't. That part of the reason why we're here, though. This is why we do independent. That's why independent comics are independent. And the products that we do are alternative, because we do what we want to do. We say things that we want to say using the skills that we've acquired on how to do it. And a lot of times it's more than what a lot of these mainstream guys have any idea what to do.
Listening to Russ, what Russ said about being studio manager, I've been a manager at a few places, and I equate it to being, and no disrespect to teachers, but I equate it to being like a teacher. You tell 15 people what to do. I'd rather do it myself.
Yeah.
Teachers are great, and we all need teachers and all that, but they only tell you about Henry VIII. They don't tell you how to do a piece of
grown people.
If only they did.
Not only do you have to tell them what to do, but they want to be handheld. Like you have the time for that.
Again, Apex comes back, says current editors need some Jim Shooter experience.
Man, he is so right. He is so right.
And the more you get into your history, the more you really appreciate Jim Shooter and what he was trying to do.
That's why we have a repeating conversation about crowdfunding and about delivery, is because so many people are bloody flaky.
Yes.
And they don't pull their finger out of their bottoms and get on with it.
Why? I have a strong suspicion.
We're TVMA DLSV.
It's
okay.
If you haven't, it's like, I think that there's really is a correlation between really, really crappy crowdfunders that make you wait 5 years for a book and people who've never worked retail before.
Yeah.
I really do think the longer I'm in this, the more it's like I truly believe that's what's going on. That the less that if you've never had any type of real world customer service experience, yeah, your crowdfunder is going to reflect that.
That's interesting.
But, it's a lot of these guys have never run a business before, and they're trying to start up a crowdfunder, and really it's a little, maybe it's a little bitty micro business, but they don't know how to keep everything, keep the ball rolling, and then they just stumble, and somehow or another the rent's due, and they spent all the money, and now they don't have any money for printing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Right on,
Yeah.
Thomas.
I don't
by
get
the
that
way,
one.
Mike.
We've run into that quite a few times here in Indie Volt.
Oh,
That have run out of funding. Yeah.
Yeah, or they didn't figure out that they didn't realize that shipping stuff. And now I know some of you guys are from the UK and stuff, but they didn't realize that because with Kablam we ship stuff all over the world, and people don't realize how expensive shipping is sometimes.
Which is like,
and then,
how are you running a crowdfunder without knowing what basic shipping to other
exactly?
countries are?
Now we get that out. We have to teach people all the time about they're going, hey, we're doing a crowdfunding. Can you guys fulfill? And we go, yeah. And then we tell them how much the shipping is, and go, what, a one copy book is going to cost $20 to ship to? And we go, yeah, it costs $20. And they go, no, it doesn't. We tell them to jump over to USPS, and here, your package weighs, 10 ounces. Figure out how much it weighs, and they go, oh yeah, it costs $20. And I'm like, we told you it costs $20.
You can ask Tommy when I first started kickstarting. This is several years ago. I bombarded him with so many questions. I'm like, how much does it cost to ship one book? What if I ship two? If I put them in a box, what is it? How much does it cost to ship 5 books? Right? I sent him so many emails, and he was so patient. I gotta say, because he would respond to me almost a cut and paste every time. Right? And I'm like, okay, if I send
go back and reread the first thing, or don't ship 11 by 17 posters, because that's gonna bump your pit. Figure out whatever you can put in a Gemini and, make mini posters, because, that'll cost you pennies rather than, $5-6 more to ship something big. Keep it small, keep it so it'll fit in an envelope. Now people are watching this and they're going, I know why they're shipping the little tiny stuff now. Yeah, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Restolian says shipping is the worst thing about buying indie comics, especially when you live in
especially with all those VAT taxes and stuff that now the shipper is responsible.
Oh my goodness, and then we get blamed for the custom charges, like you're saying, and it's not my fault; it's your country's fault. What?
Hopefully, all of that will calm down eventually here.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Oh, but in reference to a comment that Mike says. So, Mike, the big secret to being a successful manager is don't share sex texts on the company email server during company meetings with an 18-year-old coworker.
You mean those
putting that out there.
those pictures I've been sending of myself? I shouldn't be sending. I should keep that private.
Not on the company computer. Not during company meetings.
That's what I'm doing wrong. I'm sorry. I'll delete those.
Doing that.
You can only
kind of frown on
that. You can only expose yourself publicly if you work for CNN. That's
exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, something happened at CNN I'm not aware of, but that's cool.
Hey, well, he left his camera on after an interview with
I know, that was funny.
And he had to relax a bit.
He was stressed the edge off, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, just think of all the Zoom meetings that went wrong this past year.
I'm sure. Yep. There's been a lot of those. Boy.
Like, dudes, we put tape on our camera for a reason.
Yeah. Joe from a desk of small press publisher says Thomas is great in keeping people in the loop about shipping your book.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. We try.
All right. Again, we're rounding we're way past the top of the hour. We want to say how much we appreciate our listeners out there in Indie Volt Radio. We don't know what your numbers are because Varian is obviously sleeping in this morning, probably some well-deserved rest. I woke up this morning absolutely sore going, I was supposed to feel this way yesterday morning because we had an incredibly large shipment. Well, maybe not too large, but we did have a large shipment come into the Liberty warehouse.
Oh, it's only 16,000 books. Stop being a baby.
No.
It was 27,000.
27,000 books. Yeah. 27,000 books. There's Fearless Leader right there.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Leaning on crates of comics that we got printed, delivered.
I was glad to see I was not the only one giving him grief about that shirt.
Yeah. Well, he'll probably end up getting a series of Liberty shirts now. So.
Yeah, he needs it.
He does have fancier shirts, almost like bowling shirts, but for this, he didn't expect the hassles that we ended up getting that day. But it's really great because Liberty is a very unique distributor in that they sell once they have in-house. They make available to the retailers. It's an instant fulfillment. It's not like a lot of these other distributors where you have to wait 3 months before you get product, and then you have to worry about how your budget's going to go and if everybody's going to deliver the last week of the month or the first week of the month and be barraged with a large bill. You order from Liberty, you pay Liberty, Liberty ships directly to you. They come bagged and boarded. They take them right out of the box and can put them on their shelves or in their customer pull list for instant sales. So what a group of us have done is we all got together and did a gang printing with a fantastic printer. As you see here, these are the covers coming off and being stacked up and made into books. We just got those books in this week, which is the picture here with Varian leaning on the boxes. And come to find out, we had a client that was taking on 18,000 books. So they were supposed to pack them correctly, and when they shipped them to us, and we got them all jumbled. So I had to run down. I had to run down to the warehouse with Varian's help and Varian's son, Caden, to break everything down into the different titles and put everything back together again for proper shipping.
Oh, man.
And
You're not violating child labor laws as long as it's your own child.
Yes, exactly. Right. Hey, we didn't work him that long. We didn't work him that long.
You got to file it under chores.
You fed.
There you go. He got his allowance. What do you want?
Yeah, you
well, he gets a little extra playtime, I think, with his system. I'm not sure yet. But I think that's the way that goes. But they're all together now and on their way to the hopefully
nice.
to the main warehouse, the place they're supposed to go. But that we still have quite a few left over, and a lot of those are Arrow Comics product. And Arrow's really happy to be part of this. Just a part of this. Daphne has Tall Tales. That was a part of that deal too. Her cover is not there, but Oswald Chronicles by J.D. Calderon is there. That you can see on that skid. That was one of the books. Like I said, there was a group of 9 of us that all got together, did some gang printing, gang shipping. Everything's looking great. And we're just so happy to have these products available. They should be available as soon as Varian can get them on the site, available for retailers to order directly. And then there will be more news towards the end of the month about where the other books went to. So we're looking forward to that. There's Liberty is doing a catalog that will be available, a physical catalog that'll be available to retailers. Plus, he's putting it up on the site so that retailers can now go right up to the site, order right there, pay for it right there. It goes into a box. If not that day, then definitely the next day, and is already on its way to the retailer, ready for them to sell. We're really happy for that. And Arrow has 4 titles in that group already available. And the first one is we went through and took the Revolt book that we crowdfunded, and we've restarted that as a direct market title that we're still calling Indie Volt Revolt. And that's going to be a black and white book, 32 pages, with a wide variety, the widest variety that we can find of artwork, short stories, that cover it's just a big eclectic mix. Some of the material was in the campaign book, not all of the material, and a lot of the material that was in the campaign book will not be reprinted as part of Indie Volt Revolt. We used the same cover, but the cover was by Chris Scalfa. He went through and altered it, changed it around a little bit, added a little more detail, brightened it up a bit, so that you can definitely tell the difference between the two books. Plus, this character here on the cover kind of resembles a character that we're starting in the Revolt book called Ginger Star, which is this character here. And that's going to be a serial type adventure. I'm calling it a retro galactic adventure, kind of like Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers. Ships with large fins, big monsters, ray guns, and all that. Or the lead character is a 19-year-old college girl who was at the went on an architectural dig and ended up being transported into a strange universe of all sorts
I
of
hate it when that happens.
fun things happen. Yeah. It's kind of a cross between kind of a cross between Laura Croft and John Carter of Mars. It's going to be a lot of fun, very much in the old pulp style flavor, where she's going from cliffhanger to cliffhanger, situation to situation, and that'll be in the back of the books, because for me, Arrow Comics is all about fun and entertaining books. And if a comic comes up a few pages short, what do? A lot of companies anymore just throw in an ad or a series of ads or whatever. I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep the fun going. So we did Ginger Star in order to fill in the back of the books that are left open. If there's 6 pages available, they get a chapter of Ginger Star there, and Ginger's available for anybody to use. That the Arrow Comics is also very much a creator-owned company, so everybody owns their own IPs. They control their own products. We're not forcing them to take Ginger at any time. It's just open for them if they have those 6 pages available that need to be filled. Because also in that group is Luke Stone's Hybrids, Sons of Gods, which is a fun superhero title that really goes back to the old Bronze Age books of the great old superhero fights. A lot of characters fighting one another. And we also have Russ's book, Only Death Can Save Us. Russ, enough of me talking. Can you describe Only Death Can Save Us for folks?
Yeah, Only Death Can Save Us has its heart firmly in the Bronze Age. With sci-fi adventure, so it's got a lot of Stalin, a bit of Kirby, some Fantastic Four, all that kind of good cosmic stuff. That's the word I'd use. Cosmic. It's cosmic. Yeah. It can make you think if you want to, or you can just see 2 big guys kicking the crap out of each other. It's colourful. It's fun. It doesn't talk down to the reader, but at the same time, it's there to entertain.
Yes, and I have that book in my hands. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
That's so pretty. I got that book. Let me show you.
Inside look. Yeah.
Oh, the insides are beautiful.
Ooh.
Wow. Nice.
Just fantastic.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how it's like, as good as digital printing has come over the years, there really is a difference with offset printing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that hold on, is that in the right order?
It better be. Yeah. War,
Good.
famine, pestilence, and death. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the page before that?
You might be seeing it reversed. I don't think you're seeing it.
What are the 2 pages before that?
Before that,
inside front cover and first page. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. That's on the cover. Come on.
Yeah.
I went through that. Myself.
How did the stuff at the back look? Oh no!
Nice. It looks beautiful and shiny. Look at that picture. That is amazing.
Awesome.
When I saw that, I was just Russ, Jess.
For those of you who can't get it, look at that. That's come out lovely.
Wow. Yes.
Nice.
For those of you who can't get it via the direct market, I suggest you do. I will be offering some of those signed with original artwork. So.
With your next book campaign.
Yeah, with my next book campaign, yeah. So there's an opportunity to be the complete collector.
Nice.
And Only Death Can Save Us will be a bi-monthly book from Arrow.
Yeah.
in order for Russ to do his campaigns and to do his books, get that out there to the readers that are into the full book. Oh, let me see. I got that here somewhere.
At 32 pages a comic.
I got a stack of pages here. A stack of books.
It's going to be difficult to. It's going to be difficult to do that monthly.
Yeah.
Yes, it would, especially new material.
Yeah.
The thing with hybrids will be monthly, but hybrids, Luke is already on issue 10.
Yeah, he's already done, isn't he?
Keeping a monthly demand on that. Plus, he stepped up to the point where he can produce a book in a month, and it's not just Luke. Luke has Piper is editing it. Luke has a colorist that's working with him, and Piper's helping him going over with the editing, the writing. But yeah, that definitely is a task, doing a monthly book. So Hybrids is monthly. Revolt will be monthly because Revolt will be a eclectic mix of black and white stories. Issue 2 is actually has a Russ Leach cover that is right there. That'll look like that.
Nice.
That'll be the cover for Indie Volt Revolt 2, and Russ will have a story in there that will actually be that is in black and white. Looks amazing, and that was originally in the Revolt book as well. Let me find
Yeah, you can
that.
see that in black and white in the Revolt, Indie Volt Revolt, or you could see it in Technicolor in book 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And that is, he said, frantically turning
There's just
pages.
so many pages. It's such a quality book.
Well, the Revolt campaign book was 140 pages thick, so that was a lot of fun to do. There's a sample of Russ's story.
Oh, that came out nice.
Oh, I gotta send you copies.
Yeah. You have to see the books in
So
person.
just send me a
the
book.
book is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
look at that.
It looks good. Man.
That
It
looks
good.
gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even in black and white, it's
That's
phenomenal.
really
It's
nice.
great stuff. It reminds me of the old 70s Marvel magazines that you used to catch way back during the good
Excellent.
old days.
My job is done. My job is done.
Yes, sir.
No, your job is
Actually-
never done, sir.
Very nice.
Eventually, the first 3 books, I have 3 books in an arc. The first 3 books will be collected. I'd really love to do them in black and white and a hardback at some point, but that all comes down to if people want it or not.
Down the road. Yep.
But that looks really, really nice. Don't send it to me yet. Send it to me when we have all 3 of the first issues done.
Okay.
And then you can send a lot over to me one go. And because I want to be able to offer those to people in my second campaign.
What I'm really
it's gonna
thinking
be
about doing is probably shipping them to Marvi over in Portugal,
right. Yeah,
and have him ship
send
it up
them.
to you, because the taxes between Portugal and Great Britain are different than the taxes
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
US.
it's utterly ridiculous. I mean, it's
insane.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're doing it. We're just making life so much more difficult for everybody. Just stop it. But then, like yourselves, we have fools in charge.
Always
and-
politicians
yeah.
getting in the way of our fun.
Getting in the way of people just getting on.
Yeah.
That's the trouble. On the plus side, our postage out to the rest of the world is brilliant. I've often complained about the Royal Mail, but I have to say, I posted 95% of my stuff through standard Royal Mail, and it was a good price. So people in the States didn't feel like they were paying too much for postage, and it got to them in good order. So I have to say I've got good words to say about Royal Mail.
Can we fly over there yet, Russ? Can we go to the States yet?
I don't know. I haven't tried.
I think
I'll nip off to the cliffs of Dover and throw myself
I
off.
think
and see if
we
I
can go. I think
Why
I
are
think
my arms
we
tired?
can go, but you guys can't.
Yeah.
So you can
something
come
like
here,
that.
but you can come here, but
Right,
I can't
yeah.
come to you.
It's not reciprocal. It's not
Unless
reciprocal.
I'm royalty or Elton John.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Wait,
Or
Elton
You got
John's
money,
not
you can do
royalty?
whatever you want. You can go into space if you want.
Elton
Depending
John.
on how the wheel falls, they have to spin the wheel to decide whether or not this is the week you do or do not get to go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
But-
See, Elton John is in fact the Queen.
Yeah.
Want to say hello to Keely Chow. Keely, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Apex is in the house. Marvi is still in the house. Pistolian's still there. Yes. Thanks everybody for listening. And like I said, especially thanks to our radio listeners over there on indievolt.com. I know you're out there listening to us in the tens of thousands right now. We just want to say we appreciate each and every one of you out
Thanks
there.
to me.
Don't
We
miss
just-
the boss.
We just lose somebody. There's the boss.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Hello. Hello.
How you
See
doing?
here.
I am a tired person. Yeah. Oh.
I woke up this morning feeling the way I was expecting to feel yesterday.
Oh,
The
okay.
joints are aching, the arms are tired, the legs are tired. It's hard to get out of, hard to get up and moving this morning.
Well, it's because your body was still in shock yesterday. So
Well,
now
that-
it's just finally, realizing what it did.
Yeah, it was probably that adrenaline rush because I was able to get all of the books together for Revolt, all up and able to be shipped yesterday. So everything for the Revolt IGG campaign is ready to ship now.
Yeah. Well, besides doing that, Randy came down to the warehouse and he helped me.
That was yesterday's work.
That
That was the day before yesterday's work.
Yeah. So we had to restack all those pallets. Those two pallets you see, he just flashed. We restacked, and by we I mean Randy and my 10-year-old. And I stood by
and your mom.
Yeah, she came down too to help. I called in all guns because I wasn't going to do it. And
now, in fairness, you did supervise.
I supervised. I supervised. I can't do it. My disability was like they won't let me. It's like I would have did like 4 boxes and be like nah. But I did. I did a lot of that watching. I perspired. How about that? Due to the heat, I was like, oh, no, they did a really good job. And I went around yesterday. I took the books to some shops.
Did you?
I took some Liberty, some
Cool.
of our sample boxes to 4 stores. And all the stores are very happy to see it. And you know what? One of the store owners told me, he said, I told him about a Liberty pledge, which is if the book is sitting on the shelf and you can't sell it, you call us, we'll come back, we'll pay for it, we'll give you money back for the book, or we'll switch it out. Well, he told me, he says, that's really awesome. That's something we can all need. We all need as comic book stores, because once we were shown the value of returnability, we don't want to let it go anymore.
Yeah.
And they allow them to take risks that they ordinarily wouldn't have taken, now that they have the ability to have returnability. So if you, as a distributor, I'm giving them I'm actually giving the stores returnability options. It opens up opportunities for people who distribute and distribute under Liberty, because now these stores aren't afraid to take a chance on your book.
Yeah.
I also got to tell you, I went into one comic store. I hadn't gone in about maybe like 6-7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, might as well take comics out of their name.
Yeah.
They what?
They might.
Now?
Yeah, it's an aisle.
Wow.
Aisle of comics. Everything else, toys, pops. I was like, wow.
No, one of the local comic book shops, like we call it a local comic book shop, but they call themselves a collectibles store.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's had to happen. If you can't make money selling comics,
right.
You want to stay open, you have to find one way or another. If they're not going to do toys, then they're doing gaming, or they're doing anything else that they can get in order to make a little profit. That's why we want to do books that are saleable, that the retailer can take on in order to keep those stores going.
Totally understand.
Or help keep those stores going. It's not just going to be us.
And the other thing is, I see people in the chat. Hey, Joe said hello, Varian. Hey, Joe. Hello, Pops. Marv. I'm reading very quickly. But the other thing, Randy, that I wanted to say is that
the emperor has arrived.
we had this we had a QA guy come down, quality assurance guy from a major retailer. He popped over and says, I want to see what we're being said. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So quickly I went and I grabbed 2 pristine copies of each title, and I took them to him.
Well, very few of those books were remotely damaged. I think my copy of Only Death Can Save Us has got a ding on the corner right there, but very few of those boxes had a problem.
Yeah, but I made sure I grabbed like the most pristine copies that I possibly could. I took them to this guy. And I'm like, here you go. And he looks at them and he's looking, and he looked at me kind of shocked when I gave him. He's like, oh, and he said something that it hurt my heart, guys.
Uh-oh.
It hurt my heart. He says, these aren't comic books. These are graphic novels.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
What do you think a comic book is?
Yeah, these are comic books, and I want to tell them, look, graphic novels are funny. Is made of what we made up. I think was it Frank Miller or Alan Moore? One of them made it up.
It was Will Eisner.
No, sorry, Will Eisner. Actually, that's in debate too, because there were graphic novels out before Will did a contract with God. But go ahead.
They made it up to make the snobs take.
He's the one that made the term popular, definitely.
Yeah. He said, he was like, these aren't comics. These are graphic. Look at these things. Look, these aren't like, and he's like flipping the paper and like filling the paper and look at the way the colors shine. And
so our stuff was so beautiful. Our stuff was so beautiful. He couldn't handle it. He lost his mind. He lost.
Yeah.
Well, I keep telling people that the books are really pretty.
Yeah, they are.
The printing on them is really, really good.
I'm just upset, man. I'm upset that he said these aren't comics; these are graphic novels.
You should have just shaken your head and said, "Yes, they are."
He should. I could have told.
Oh, there's somebody's work right there. Look at that.
And also the thing is too, he probably wasn't used to the fact that most of the pages was actual content and not half of it was like advertising.
Randy, are you sniffing the paper?
Yes, I am.
You totally just did that.
Exactly. Yeah, we did
I saw that.
Yeah, that's what we
when
do.
we used to get high on Randy's day.
No, that was magic markers. That was magic markers.
And mimeographs.
Yeah,
and glue.
Quality. That's quality ink, just like with the not exactly like Only Death Can Save Us, but close.
That's why those kids were reading comics so much.
No, but that's why they were doing artwork for a while.
Frederick tried to warn us. He tried to warn us. Something wrong with those kids on comic books. They were.
Look, it's just like we can tell newsprint from a mile away.
Yeah.
Oh, I smell.
There's that newsprint ink smell. Yeah, the one that you get all over your fingers.
I will just pop it in to tell everybody that the books were well received. We got I took them around to some local shops that I'm friendly with, and they really liked them. And they I took them a box, and I heard one of the stores I walked in, and they were really impressed with the first store I walked in. Is very impressed, and the funny thing is their name is Liberty Comics. So I took the box to them first, because they were like the first on my list since I was going in that direction, and I dropped the box off, and they're like, "Oh man, what do we do with the boxes?" So we have another problem. People don't want to throw away the boxes either. They say the boxes are pretty. You've seen the Liberty box. I used to have it. The box. They don't want to get rid of the Bell box, and I'm like, you can throw that away if you want. No,
chuck it.
Yeah. They're like, nah, we're keeping it. So, and then they had Googled it, and they said so one guy said he had seen Liberty distribution on his Facebook, so he probably got mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, it's really cool that it's our, starting to spread, and I'm excited. I got employee number 1, my son, Caden Grant.
There we go.
But there was another thing.
Already.
There was one other thing, guys, and before I let you guys go, I got to tell you this before I get out of here. My son is taking his job as employee number 1 very seriously.
Oh, that's good.
Very serious. Yeah. And he said, Dad, I am going to. I want to sign off on every box that I ship out. I said, yeah. He said, yeah. So I have it right here. I'm gonna write down. This is, it's comics. I know what's in the box. Because if we get things besides comics, I want to know what comics are. I said, all right, cool. And then he says, yeah. He said, should I write employee number 1 on the box? I said, no, write employee number 1. That shows it's a small company.
Oh, he needs a sticker. He needs a special sticker.
Right,
so that
right.
we know that he inspected our boxes.
Right. He needs
inspected by employee number 1.
Right. Well, he told me, he says, what I'm going to do is I'll just write CG Comics on it. I said, no.
CG is his initials. Yeah,
yeah, it's his initials. Yeah, I'm like, no.
Approved by CG. That'll go over real well in the market.
What just
Oh, sweet summer child.
Yeah.
Get him his stickers. Go buy stickers for him.
Yeah, this is insane.
Should be approved by employee 001.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I'll make him employee like man, you can't type that right down the books. Well, Burns, when we get in the store.
And apparently, Varian, you're going to need to get some Black Liberty distribution shirts.
I got a Liberty shirt on now. If you guys want to see how ugly I am.
Always.
Hold on.
That
Give me a second to try to get something straight.
We know how ugly you are. Show us a shirt.
Well, how early morning ugly I am, I should say. I haven't begun to.
You are less beautiful
Start his
because
routine,
of the morning.
his beauty routine. Yeah.
I am more so ugly in the morning than I am in any other time of day.
I think that's universal, man.
Yeah. I think so too.
I know, like I had a girlfriend who told me, guys, you guys just wake up looking good. I'm like, I don't know, guys.
Not really.
Because we don't spend any time putting on makeup. That's all.
Yeah, I look horrible in the morning.
Which means that you guys wake up looking the same as you always do. That's really.
When you went to sleep, yes.
Yeah. There I am. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you guys can see. That's the Liberty Comics shirt.
Nice.
Hang on. Blow that up.
Yeah, there it is. There we go. I took the name. There's a name tag, metal name tag. I took it off because it pokes me in the face.
That's full on polo shirt.
You have to get the ones with the magnets so that you're not putting holes in the.
Yeah.
But the magnets are on two. The magnets are on a square, so that turns and pokes me too. So I took it off, and then I took the shirt off, and then when I realized
he's sensitive.
Yeah. It gets on the sensitive nipples. I can't have that. No, but when I woke up and realized Sunday Funnies on, I threw the shirt on and came and plopped down and said, I don't know why I threw a shirt on. I'm not going on here. I'm not going on camera, but now here I am.
Now there you are. Yep.
To the point we're gonna have to be like all professionally presentable and stuff, aren't we? Huh?
No. I will get.
Now you made him run.
Yeah, I will get Liberty T-shirts at some point very soon, though. For working in that warehouse and trying my best to
when we represent ourselves out into the public.
Yeah, I personally like the polo shirts, and you know what I mean.
T-shirts.
A sad story with the polo
baseball
shirts.
jerseys.
There, yeah, do it.
People were joking with me about these shirts at first, like, man, you look like you work at like AutoZone or something. I told him, I said, well, the problem is that, guys, unfortunately, there's a reason that I have to wear this shirt. Because if I go into a place of business and tell them, hey, I've got thousands of comic books I want you to buy, sometimes they don't take you seriously.
Yeah.
I'm just a young hoodlum off the street trying to come in off a con game.
Right.
When I wear
this, hey buddy, you want to buy some funny books?
But when I wear this shirt with the name tag and a nice pair of dress shoes and dress pants and slacks, I go in there and talk about the books. Yeah, now I'm still a young hoodlum, and I'm substituting that word, but now I'm an official hoodlum.
Exactly.
And now they now some doors are opening. Now they're like, oh, well, you know what? I'll talk to him now. What made me think about that was the fact that at some point a couple of years ago, I had a horrible landlord who increased for my office, who increased my rent by $75, starting immediately, which was illegal. It was illegal. The guy shouldn't have done it, but he did do it. I refused to pay. I ended up suing him and being able to get out the lease because it's not much you can do. He didn't take anything, but he did go in my office and he moved everything out of the front of my office into another part of the office, which I couldn't see it, just to kind of scare me. He also changed the locks, which is what got him in trouble.
Exactly. I mean, it's like this guy was just obviously this guy was used to doing everything the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
He just, I guess, paid whatever fine and moved on.
He you know what? He was. How did my wife say? My wife said he would have been great as the muscle in the mob because he had no brains. Unfortunately, he had the money and no brains. But he went and he took my stuff and put it in the back of the room and changed the lock. So one of my employees got to the office very early, 5 o'clock in the morning. He calls me, says, "You got to get down here. The stuff is not in the office. I can't get in." The only reason I was able to get into the building is because the lady came out at 5 in the morning because she was going to her car to grab something. So I rush up there. I live about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how you're driving from Detroit. So I get into the city. When I cross city limits, that's when I call 911, because if I don't, I'll call whatever city I'm in. And when I get there, this cop comes in. And by the way, this cop is dressed like a doctor. By doctor, I mean Doctor Who doctor. This is not like a regular cop. Like, he's got a scarf on, and it's not quite scarf weather.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, is this a character? Like,
I'm sorry. It's like, did I interrupt your cosplay session? Were you at a convention and you had to rush down?
There was no way this man should not have had an English accent when he opened it. I'm like, but he told me something. Even though I'm the victim, he says
he was Capaldi.
Wow.
Sorry.
He told me, he said, listen, he put me to the side and he says, "Listen, you're the owner here?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "You can't dress like this." I'm like, "Dress like what?" He says, "Like this." And I had a company shirt on and some jeans and a pair of gym shoes. Like, the way you dress. If you're the owner, you gotta present yourself better. Where's your dress shirt, your slacks, and your tie? And I looked at him, I said, "But somebody broke into my office. I just jumped out of bed and came here." And he didn't care about that. So that taught me a lesson. I said,
interesting.
I need to make sure that I dress the part so that people will accept that. It's kind of sad, but I mean, I had been victimized and I was still being judged on my appearance.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That it's like that. On one hand, it was really, really good advice, but on the other hand, it's like, do your fucking job, bro.
Yeah, right.
I see. Now, did Thomas and Roland decide to wear orange shirts together? They say the same thing. They say the same thing.
Yep.
They do.
See, they're coordinated. They have silver line shirts. Yeah.
We're twinsies today.
Twinsies. See, I don't have any silver line shirts, even though I've told Roland I need one.
Dude, I'll get you one.
All right.
I'll send you a message. You send me a size.
All right. Yeah, I'll put him on the spot here on the show. That way I'll get one.
That's right.
Oh, that's what we're doing? Where's my Hell Toe shirt, Jimmy?
I've had the hardest time ordering shirts from them now. Lola has. I don't order any shirts. She orders them all. But they do something weird with the shirts now when you order them. I'll get you one, Nita. Won't be a problem. Let's remind me to remind Lola.
Talking Liberty shirts, I might be able to get that shirt for you.
Oh no, yeah, I'm definitely
coming.
Liberty
one too, but the Hail Hose.
Oh yeah.
My geekasm uniform.
And we're off the air. I got to tell you guys something hysterical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got to tell you something too.
Okay.
So anyway. Liberty's rolling. We've got the comics coming in. Comics will be here. Don't leave, Varian.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. We've got comics coming in every month now, available for the retailers that will be in. The August books are the hybrids from Luke Stone, the Indie Volt Revolt book, The Only Death Can Save Us book from Russ Leach, and also Hero Bot Zero will be available. That's also a bi-monthly title. It's a 3-foot tall giant robot that fights large monsters, and he has a bad attitude.
3-foot tall giant.
Yeah, 3-foot tall giant robot. Yeah,
it's a fantastic cover.
He's got a whole arsenal on his body, and anything that you can imagine, he's got robotically working inside of him, and he hates fighting monsters. The only way he'll do it is if he's on the clock. So if he's getting overtime. So. We call him the Mighty Might of Might, and that book will also be bi-monthly. So it's a lot of fun, meant to be fun, nice, lighthearted, cartoony book. He's a creation of little Tippy Toe-Tack from Tippy Toe-Tack from Toe-Tack Tech. So it's a fun, lighthearted book meant to be as entertaining as possible. And then in September, we will be offering Hybrids #2, Revolt #2, which has that Russ Leach cover on it, like we said, and that Russ Leach story in it. And also along with that, we're going to have another bi-monthly book called Paragon. That is a superhero title, a modern, kind of a golden age style superhero in modern day. You could almost say. That's a lot of fun to do. I can't wait it's my creation. I can't wait for folks to read it. It's got a nice twist to it. It's a very fun story. A lot of interesting things happening. And the artist on that is J.R. Harris, who has done a lot of graphic novel work, a lot of comic book work over the last few years. He initially got his start with my newspaper, Flint Comics. He's local to me. And we had talked about doing this character, and we kind of serialized the first story through Flint Comics, and then we put it in color and added more to the book in order to fill out the 32 pages. And we've got it together as Paragon #1 here. That'll be available next month. And last but definitely not least, next month we'll also have Calico of Shard, which is a lighthearted fantasy book. The tales of a young cat, an elf who has a weakness for trading and has a large collection that he carries with him wherever he goes. A female centaur warrior, and a barbarian fairy, along with a wizened old wizard who live in a fantasy world where they end up working on trying to put their world back together again. It's a lot of fun, a lot of fantasy elements, very lighthearted book meant for all ages, though it's not really it's not going to carry an all ages distinction, very much like Roland's Bear. It's meant to be read by everyone and enjoyed by everyone. There's a lot of fun with it, and C. Michael Lanning is doing the artwork on that.
Cool.
Any word?
Who designed the title?
The logo was designed by Michael Oden,
right?
Who does the Embrace. And then I had to add the Of Shard on that. I always thought about calling it Of Shard. Thought it was going to be too long. It was just going to run with Calico, and then somebody else has a Calico book that they've got out there that's a superhero character. So I said, well, we're going to have to do something to distinguish the two properties apart. So I added the Of Shard underneath that. So Shard will be the world that they're on. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's been a joy to write. It's a property that I've played with ever since I was a kid. Characters and situations keep changing. And the Lindy Jacks character, the elf with a need for trading and collecting things, is a character I've done a number of different stories on. There'll be backup stories with the characters in it. Right now there'll be some Lindy Jack stories that'll run in the back of the book, but I really want to do stories with the centaur warrior and the barbarian fairy. I can't wait to do that, especially like Robert E. Howard flavored stories with an angry fairy barbarian fighting large monster cats, that kind of thing. It'll be a lot of fun to do. But it's been fun. See, do you have any input on this?
Finished the first one, finishing up the second one. I can't wait for people to see the first one, but I really can't wait for people to see the second one because it just keeps going. It just keeps moving. So
it keeps getting better and better. It's been so much fun to do. And the world is really fleshing out at this point, and it's going to be a continuing adventure story. So make sure you start at the beginning and work your way through. And then the backup stories in Calico 1 there's a Lindy Jack story that backs that up. And there's also a chapter of Ginger Star in there as well, in the back of Calico 1. And then Ginger will be back in Revolt 2. She's in that. And then I believe Paragon 2 will have another chapter of Ginger Star in that as we go along. But that's going to be a lot of fun, and that's just what Arrow is doing, and the work that Liberty is offering. It's not even half of the books that Liberty is working on. Daphne has Tall Tales that That's part of it. Oswald Chronicles from J.D. Calderon is part of it. The Infiltrator from Unstoppable Comics and the great J.D. Rosario, with work again by Mr. Russ Leach.
Yeah.
Well, is in there. What?
Oh yeah. I didn't do the cover.
No, but I think you did the interiors on this, didn't you? Yes.
Yeah.
Illustrated by Russ Leach.
First 2 issues are mine. Yeah.
Sweet.
Wow. Awesome.
And again, just amazing stuff. A lot of fun. Super heroics.
Yeah, it's got a lot in common with Captain Britain, actually.
Nice.
It was really good fun to do. And Brandon Easton wrote the first 2 episodes, and he's now a Disney writer, Marvel, all kinds of stuff.
Sweet.
So yeah, it was good fun to do.
And there's the Oswald Chronicles book. Also, along with that is Wellkeeper. How would you describe Wellkeeper, Daphne?
It's a urban fantasy. To tell you the truth, I didn't read it. JD wrote.
Sorry
read
to put you on the spot.
Right, but it's a beautiful artwork by a friend of ours, D Fish, and we've known her for years, and and this is and it's just great to be able to like bring her artwork to a wider audience.
Just fantastic line work on this. Just really beautiful stuff. He's doing some great work here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. There's a great splash page.
Yeah, and it's like, and if you go to her website, I think it's dfish.com, or bigpondcomics.com. I mean, the woman's a powerhouse. I mean, the amount of work that she has under her belt is just, it's so enviable. I mean, it's like this is a woman where it's like, do you sleep at all?
Look at that. And I know that line work doesn't come through on that, but there's line work all the way through that page, that splash page.
Yeah.
Just beautiful work. Phenomenal stuff. Can't say enough positive things about it. And then also filling out the 9 is God's Hand from Anthony Figueroa. Also a book that was crowdfunded very successfully.
Yep.
It's a supernatural title about a supernatural detective in New Orleans.
Anthony Figueroa was on the TV around, I think, a little while ago.
Yeah, the local Fox affiliate covered the book.
Anthony Figueroa is a fine gentleman, and those are great books.
And again, a great collage piece if you haven't seen it on Facebook, Liberty Entertainment, ledg.us. If you go over to the Liberty Facebook page, you'll probably be able to see that in a little bit better detail than what this camera is picking up at. All of the characters all there. Running through a few that we haven't even talked about yet that are coming. So looking forward to doing even more work as time goes on with Liberty. Hopefully it isn't a great experiment that we're seriously hoping will take off real well. Right, Varian?
That is correct. It's too late to be an experiment now. I've invested too much time in it.
Okay, sorry.
Too much time, too much money.
It's a business.
It seems everything points to it working very well. And this Liberty is something I started 6 years ago, so it wasn't just something that it just the timing has been fortuitous because not that I wanted things to happen like they have, but the official word I got yesterday was kind of, hey, we don't know what Diamond's going to be next year. So
you heard that officially?
Yeah, we from stores.
Yeah,
we don't know what Diamond's going to be next year, so we're looking for other ways to get books. And books
everybody's been worried. Yeah, ever since they shut down during the pandemic, it's been looking pretty bleak.
So I'm happy to be able to provide books and keep getting them out there. It's going to need a bigger warehouse.
Well, you've already got that coming. So.
Yeah. I'm looking past that now. Like, man, is that going to be enough? I might need to go in one of these
gonna vid clip Roy Schneider going, "We're gonna need a bigger boat."
Yeah, really.
I'm gonna have to like see if they got like a renter center for warehouses where I can just like,
No,
nah, I'm gonna send this one back. This one ain't big enough anymore.
Oh, I thought you said the Ren Center. It's like, no, I don't want to drive all the way.
Oh,
to
no. No, a renter center for, like, you know, just this office isn't working anymore. I need to get a bigger one.
Warehouses to go, something like that.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah, warehouses to go. So we saw somebody else in the comic business was posting about their warehouse and it got us laughing, going, "That's way too small." he's going to be out of that in 2 months. He's done. It's going to be hilarious.
We were like girls. We were like girls outside the boys' locker. It's small.
Yeah. But folks, that's Liberty Entertainment Distribution again, www.ledg.us. So go over there and look that up. They're
also remember,
Varian's looking to take on retailers and publishers alike. He wants to distribute as much stuff, make as much material available to the retailers that's independent and alternative. Sorry, Daphne, didn't mean to step on you. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. I think I was just stepping on you for a shitty joke. That's okay.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry.
Didn't
mean to spoil it.
Daphne, kick her.
And of course, Nita and Meredith are helping Arrow Comics with our social platform. That's why we're here. We deeply appreciate their efforts and what they're doing for us and with us. And we can't say enough good things about it. They're out there trying to get as much information out there about Arrow and its contributors as possible. So we deeply appreciate you both. They are officially our social platform administrators.
And we're growing those channels. Your Instagram is over 750 now.
Great. I need to figure out how to get over there and take a look at it. Just kidding. I've been over there and to the Twitter. Just deeply appreciate your efforts. I do.
Do you want to do mine as well?
You know, there's a they do really help about growing numbers and getting people to watch your the follow those pages. You know, there is you know, anybody who might be watching, I would remind them to remember look up terms people use, because some people will use terms to try to dissuade you to work with other people. The term some idiot right now is throwing around IDEEIOT idiot is organic numbers. Organic means that there's an actual person on this other side of the number. Now, how you get that person is irrelevant. It might be because you follow them and they followed you back. It might be because they see your channel growing. What is a non-organic number is when it's a bot or when you pay for them. If you go pay for it, followers, that's when you've done a no-no. And you'll notice those numbers drop very quickly. There are people who had 1,000, 2,000 followers last year, and now they have 200, and you wonder why. It's because they bought into one of those cheap programs. And yeah, they had the followers for a while. There was no engagement. They had the followers. You can always look at the followers to view ratio as well. That's a big jump. But yeah, don't let people tell you, I'll give you little buzzwords that they're trying to make meanings to. I've been noticing that around. I don't like it. Makes my nipples like very tense.
Well, we're sorry about that.
It could be the magnet. It could be the magnet on the shirt, but I think it's that.
I got some glasses. Should I send it your way?
On the shirt. Yeah.
Some Vaseline, please.
That has disturbed me.
As we wrap up today's program, we want to point out again for folks to go over to Kickstarter and check out Silverline Double Feature. Bad number 1 and Silverline Team Up number 1. Roland and Thomas, it's been great having you on. Thanks for putting up with us and our nitwittery this morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much.
We appreciate you being here. We wish you the best of luck on your campaign.
Thank you.
And for everyone else, that's Arrow Comics 4.0, Liberty Distribution, ledg.us. Tell us how we can find Arrow Comics. Nita?
You can find it. Let's see, Meredith, do this because you're better. You got the link tree and stuff.
It
Okay.
is linktree.com/Arrow Comics. Very easy. Very easy.
There we are.
Well,
And it's
I'm
got all the
told
links to the
backwards.
social media.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're over there. Facebook, we have
Everywhere.
a Arrow Comics 4.0 page and a Friends of Arrow Comics 4.0 page
Yes.
as well.
Mhm.
For you to check out and enjoy. All of the news will be breaking over there as it becomes available, as they say, and there's a lot more news to come, so stay tuned over there. Glenn Fleming's Hatch you can catch in the not just in his book, but it'll be in this issue of Revolt and future issues of Revolt, however long he wants to put up with us. We'll have Hatches over there.
Yeah, and there's you can get Hatch #1 currently on Amazon, along with the rest of my stuff as well.
There we go.
And Hatch 2, as I said earlier, it will be coming out soon. I'll make some announcements on that near the time.
Cool. And then you can look for Indie Revolt as a regular title, monthly, available through your retailers. Tell them to get with Liberty. Also, Luke Stone's Hybrids. It will also be available monthly through Arrow Comics and Liberty Distribution. And then bi-monthly, Russ Leach's Only Death Can Save Us will be available bi-monthly. My Hero Bot Zero will be available on a bi-monthly basis. The first issues of both Only Death Can Save Us and Hero Bot Zero will be available soon, if not available immediately. Varian, are they on the site? Are they available through Liberty yet?
They will be. They will be.
They will be shortly. Yeah. Even later this afternoon. And then next month will be Paragon #1 and Calico of Shard #1 will also be available on Liberty as soon as it comes out of the printer and it's available for retailers to purchase. So I think that wraps us up. Again, Roland and Thomas, thanks so much for being here. Roland, tell folks how people can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on all the social medias at Roland Man, or I think at Twitter I'm at Man Roland, or you can mostly find me hanging out at all the Silverline places, silverlinecomics.com.
Thomas, tell folks how they can find you.
Just go into the Google there and type in Florimonte, FLORIMONTE. I'm on Facebook a bunch. I'm on TikTok every now and again. Tommy Don't TikTok, if you want to go check that out. There's nothing there, but I'm on there every now and again. But or you can go to infernostudios.com, and I got links and stuff there to all of my crazy stuff, or just look for Roland. I'm usually around whatever Roland's doing. Yeah, that's right. Hanging out. We're on the Orlando area, so we're all hanging out.
And again, folks, that's Kickstarter at Silverline Double Feature, available on Kickstarter. They've only got about 10 more days to go on 10 more hours. Sorry, only about 10 more hours to go on the campaign. But
don't look, campaigns are long enough. You don't have to make them longer.
That's right.
Yeah. $80 more is going to open up the next stretch goal.
That's
So
right.
Yeah.
go over there and back it if you can.
Thank you, everybody.
Really appreciate it. Thanks again for being on. Nita, tell folks how they can find you.
I'm all over the internet as either Nita Lanning or Creating Chaos 24/7 on Twitter, C_Chaos247.
Cool. Meredith, let folks know how they can find you.
Well, you guys can go straight to rageandabc.com. We've been updating our website, and you can find all of our contact information there. Rageand ABC.
Yes,
Great.
ma'am.
And Glenn, thanks again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Let folks know how they can find you.
Yeah, you can get all my books and magazines on Amazon, and you can get me on Facebook. If you want to email me for some reason, you can get me on Comics Unlimited Magazine at gmail.com.
Sweet. And again, that Comics Unlimited over on Amazon. Well worth your...
Yeah. #7 has just been published today. That's already up there, so you can find it.
What a great magazine. See, Michael, tell folks how they can find you.
Hey, you can always find me
I'm
on,
awake.
you can always find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Mostly on Facebook, but I have a link tree coming soon, so look for that too.
There we are. Mr. Leach, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt. You can find me at russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com. You can also find me on the Twitter and on the Fleecebook and the normal, usual hideous places around the internet where people can talk to each other. But you can come talk to me about comic books, and I'll be nice to you because I'm only interested in comic books, not the drama. You can also pick me up on Fultonland on a Thursday with Joe Fulton. Look out for Outliers Comics. Obviously, I hang around with these guys, so pick me up here. Also, if you come over to my website, do try and sign up for the email list because there will be more information about more Only Death Can Save Us very, very soon.
And when does that second campaign start up?
It's scheduled to start 1st of October.
Nice.
I have to get 32 pages done for issue 4 of Only Death Can Save Us for the new year. So which is when the second book is going to be delivered as well. So yeah, I've got no choice. No sleepy for me.
Just think Kirby would do that in a week.
Don't give me that.
There was only one. There was only one for a reason.
Don't give me targets I can't reach. Don't do that.
We call that dancing the hard dance. Daphne, let folks know how they can find you.
Sure. You can head on over to my main portfolio site, eagleworks.com, EGOWRKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you are into seeing sketches and current work in progress and fun stuff like that. And you can also check out my YouTube channel for semi-weekly live streams if my deadlines aren't screwing everything up, with scheduling. So usually, but there's a whole bunch of videos that you can watch as well with product reviews and the demos and stuff like that. You can also read the first 5 issues of Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, in its original black and white format at eagleworks.com. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of like a Lord of the Rings type adventure, you can follow the link to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And don't forget to sign up for our monthly newsletter, where not only will you get $40 worth of comic book PDFs, but you'll also keep updated with all of the Kickstarters that we have coming up, and I'm trying not to freak out about how many there are coming. So yes,
you run them exactly how Roland runs them one right after the next.
That's right. You just gotta boom, 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 get them out.
Gotta get them out.
Exactly.
Yep. Varian, let folks know how they can find you.
Sure. Find me on Twitter, KYD_V, Facebook. Varian Grant. Pretty much every other social media platform is my regular name. Follow me in my journey to become the anti-stan of comics.
Anti-stan?
Yeah, well, it would be the anti-Christ, but
anti-stan or anti-Dan?
Well, it's like, I've already conquered the 2 pillars of comics. Media, you've given it to me. Distribution, I took it from you. Now, I have one left. Cons. Once I have that, it's all mine. Anyway,
in a couple of years, buddy, we'll do a Liberty Con.
Yeah.
It'll be a 3-day celebration where we're all there.
You guys will find me.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Now we can. Then hopefully things will be calmed down then, so that we can fly people over from across the pond.
I'll be too busy cooing in a corner at my greatness,
or sniveling rolled up into a ball.
Yeah, either way.
Whichever one.
Varian, what are the numbers today?
You guys had 72,108 listeners. 72,108.
Thank you.
Again, we appreciate each and every one of you out there listening to us all over the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Yeah, and there's a and speaking of the radio, there's a Liberty ad on the radio now. So
nice,
cool. On IndieVolt.com.
Oh, IndieVolt Radio.
IndieVolt Radio. Yeah.
Download it on Google Play. Do it now.
What? Oh, that. Google Play.
Yep.
Available. Streama and tune in.
If you have iOS, download the Tune In app or Streama. You can find IndieVolt Radio that way.
And there's a direct link also over at indievolt.com as well. Yes. We want to remind folks, Liberty Distribution, ledg.us. And we also want to, before we go out the door, we want to remind people of our sponsor. We have a gracious sponsor at GeminiComicSupply.com, where if you go over and you order your Gemini mailers, and everybody in that crowdfunds really uses Gemini mailers in order to get their packages.
They make a great product, don't they?
Delivered safely. They make a really good product.
Yeah.
if you go over there and you make a purchase on your way out the door, use the coupon code VOLT10, and they'll knock 10% off of your order, no matter how big it is. And
man, we order pallets of it, so I'm going to use that.
There you go. That's all courtesy of Gemini Comic Supply and your folks here at IndieVolt.com. We're the only ones that have that kind of code with them. They're really happy to let us spread that around so that everybody can get their 10%. They appreciate doing business with everybody that we do business with. So that's VOLT10 over at GeminiComicSupply.com. We also want to remind you that the IndieVolt Alternative and Independent Comic Awards are coming up on September 18th, running at us like a freight train. They're becoming live from Dave & Buster's. It's a judged event in order to raise awareness for independent and alternative comics. We'll be giving away trophies in a number of categories, only one of which is a popularity contest, a fan contest. Everything else is all judged on merit and quality. So there's only a little bit of time left to get entrance in. Is that right, Varian?
That's it. Yeah, it's closing up very soon here. I actually think it's closing up. Here right before Grand Rapids Comic Con, we're going to close up
within just another couple of weeks. Then, so you got to get those in so that we have a panel of a half a dozen judges who've been some that have been in the business for decades. Some that have just been in the business for a few years, and they will all be privately ranking the books on their own. And then those rankings will be put together in awards. Physical trophies will be handed out for best in different categories. So again, not a popularity contest, though we are going to be broadcasting it live. It's not a web only event. We'll be looking at doing an actual ceremony over at the Dave & Buster's here in Sterling Heights. And it's something Dave & Buster's is behind, as well as a number of other national sponsors that'll be helping us out. We plan on doing this event annually over at other Dave & Buster's all the way across the country as the years go on. So we're looking forward to that. There's a Hall of Fame that we'll be having, and a lot of great awards. So more information on that is at IndieVoltAwards.com. IndieVoltAwards.com, right?
That's correct. And I want to say this. I want to put my evil face up when I say it. Wait, first I say doggies. Oh. I want to say this.
Remember, it's Sunday Funnies.
Yeah, you're giving me your distribution, your media, and your awards. Is this not so much easier? Is this easier? Isn't it? Give me everything. Everything. There.
Great. Are you doing a special issues later today? Probably not.
No.
So that means that Varian and myself will be back on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Live Wire program. Then on Wednesday nights is Geekgasm with Daphne, the Indie Princess, Nita, and Meredith, talking about geekdom from a female perspective. Then Thursday morning at 9 a.m., Varian, myself, and Daphne do the Breakfast Buzz, where we try to wake up with coffee with lots of coffee and comic talk. Coffee and comic talk at the same time. And then Saturday nights on Lola, the Indie Princess's personal channel, we have Backer Shots. That's on at 9 o'clock, where they take a shot for every backer that they get for a campaign. And before I forget, also at 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturdays, we have Pitches Be Crazy, where it's kind of a game show for different people with campaigns that they pitch the campaigns in a unique style. Sometimes it's Scarface, sometimes it's who knows what, all sorts of different examples. And then the person who is the most entertaining, Indie Volt will back their campaign for I think it's $50, right? Up to $50.
Yeah, $50 will back the campaign.
We'll back that campaign. So it's the only program where the hosts will actually back the winning campaign. So it's kind of a game show, very entertaining, always a lot of fun. You never know who's going to show up from episode to episode. But It's just a show really not to be missed. I'm surprised it's on Saturday afternoon, but it is always available over at the Indie Volt YouTube channel. We are all archived over there, so go over there for more entertaining podcast and nitwittery like this. You can go over to the Indie Volt YouTube channel. We've just passed 1,000 subscribers, so now hopefully we'll get the YouTube approval to be monetized, so that we have to worry about really what we say. And we can take on super chats. So other than that, am I missing anything, Varian?
No, that's it.
Okay, good. All right, folks, we're going to go out the way we came in. We deeply appreciate you being here. Thanks, Roland. Thanks, Thomas, again. Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks for letting us on. I appreciate it.
Oh, and Daphne, before we leave, say
support and buy independent comics, especially ours, and especially now that you don't have any excuses whatsoever.
As Varian likes to say, folks, please leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. And we shall see you soon. Next Sunday on Sunday Funnies, we'll be back here at 9 a.m. on Sunday to talk more about the funny side of funny books and how great and entertaining this art form is that we love so much. Any last words, anybody? No, everybody's shaking their heads in Radio Land.
Das Vidania.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Be good.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again, everyone, for listening. Stay safe.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked?